This deep dive centers around a case that's kept Memphis on edge.
Yeah.
The murder of rapper Young Dolph.
Right.
And what makes this case particularly interesting is the trial.
Oh, yeah.
It wrapped up shockingly fast.
Yeah, it's unusual to see a murder trial, especially one with such a high-profile move this quickly.
Yeah.
It definitely raises questions about what the prosecution presented to get such a rapid verdict.
For sure, and that's what we're going to unpack today.
Okay.
We've got an incredible source for this deep dive, actual footage from inside the courtroom as the verdict was read.
Wow.
It's a YouTube clip from the local ABC24 Memphis News.
Oh, wow.
You practically feel like you're sitting in the courtroom.
It's raw, unfiltered access, and it gives us a unique perspective on the emotional weight of these moments.
Exactly. So for those who don't know, Young Dolph was a rising star in the rap scene, known for his authentic lyrics about life in Memphis.
Yeah.
Sadly, he was shot and killed back in 2021.
And this is where the story goes beyond just a celebrity death.
Right.
Young Dolph was deeply connected to Memphis.
Yeah.
He was known for his philanthropy, for giving back to the community he came from. So his murder sent shockwaves through the city, leaving a void that's hard to fill.
Absolutely.
Oh.
It was a loss that resonated deeply, which makes the trial even more significant.
Yeah.
Now let's get into the charges against Justin Johnson, the defendant.
Okay.
We're talking about some serious accusations here.
Yeah.
Conspiracy to commit first-degree murder.
Right.
First-degree murder itself.
Wow.
And being a felon in possession of a firearm. And what's wild is the jury was only out for a week before reaching a verdict.
That's incredibly fast for a case of this magnitude.
I know.
The conspiracy charge in particular is worth unpacking.
Okay.
It suggests that this wasn't a random act of violence,
Right.
but rather a premeditated plan involving multiple individuals. To secure a conviction, the prosecution had to demonstrate beyond a reasonable doubt that Johnson had an agreement with others to murder Young Dolph.
Right.
This often involves presenting evidence like communication records, witness testimonies, or even financial transactions that point towards a conspiracy.
So proving a conspiracy charge isn't just about placing someone at the scene.
Right.
It's about connecting the dots and demonstrating a clear pattern of intent.
Precisely. It adds a whole new layer of complexity and gravity to the case.
Okay, so to truly understand the impact of this verdict, let's transport ourselves into that courtroom.
Okay.
Here's the clip from ABC24 Memphis capturing the moment the verdict was read. Guilty on all 3 counts, conspiracy, first-degree murder, and being a felon in possession of a firearm. So what happens next? This feels like a major turning point in the case.
It certainly is. While the trial itself might be over, this verdict sets the stage for the sentencing phase. And for a first-degree murder conviction in Tennessee, the penalties can be quite severe, ranging from decades in prison to a life sentence.
Wow, that's a long road ahead. And it makes you wonder about the impact of this verdict on the bigger picture.
Right.
This case, with its ties to gang activity and violence, has had everyone talking. Could this verdict set a precedent for similar cases in the future?
That's a question many legal experts are asking right now.
Yeah.
Prosecutors often look for cases that can act as benchmarks, demonstrating the potential consequences of engaging in certain types of criminal activity.
Yeah.
This verdict could definitely embolden prosecutors to pursue conspiracy charges more aggressively, especially in cases involving organized crime or gang-related violence.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes you think about those other individuals who were charged alongside Johnson. Where do their cases stand now? Does this verdict change their outlook?
Absolutely. Remember, 2 other individuals are facing charges in connection with Young Dolph's murder. Now that Johnson has been found guilty, it changes the entire legal landscape for them.
Right.
They're essentially staring down the barrel of a justice system that has already handed down a significant conviction in this case.
So does that make plea deals more likely for those 2?
It's certainly a possibility. Plea deals are often about leverage. With Johnson's conviction, the prosecution's case just got a whole lot stronger.
Right.
They might offer the remaining defendants reduced charges or lighter sentences in exchange for guilty pleas, saving everyone the time, resources, and uncertainty of another trial.
Yeah, it's a high-stakes chess game, with this verdict being a major power move for the prosecution. But beyond the legal maneuvering, there's the human side of the story. Young Dolph's murder wasn't just a news headline in Memphis. It was a devastating loss that deeply affected the community.
Absolutely. His death wasn't just about the loss of a talented artist. It was about the shattering of a symbol. Young Dolph represented something powerful to the people of Memphis, especially those in the neighborhoods he came from. He was a self-made success, someone who had risen above challenging circumstances and achieved a national recognition.
And he never forgot where he came from. He was known for his generosity, for investing back into his community, for giving people a sense of hope.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And that's what makes his loss so profound.
Yeah.
It's a stark reminder of the potential that's lost, the dreams that are cut short when violence takes hold. This case, it transcends the courtroom. It's a tragic reflection of the broader societal issues that we grapple with as a nation.
Yeah, it's just it's a harsh reality check.
Yeah.
And, hearing that verdict read aloud in the courtroom, it brings those consequences home in a way headlines just can't capture.
Yeah, there's a finality to those words, a sense of closure to the legal process. But you're absolutely right. It doesn't erase the pain or the loss for young Dolph's family, for his loved ones.
Right.
This is just one chapter closing in a much longer journey of grief and healing.
Yeah, a journey that extends far beyond the courtroom walls. I find myself thinking about the message this sends, especially to young people in Memphis who saw young Dolph as a beacon of hope.
It's a complex issue.
Yeah.
No easy answers. On one hand, this verdict demonstrates that the justice system can and does hold people accountable for their actions, even in complex cases like this.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it's a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of violence, of the potential that's extinguished when these tragedies occur.
It makes you question, what more can be done? How do we as a society channel this collective grief and outrage into meaningful action?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It requires a multifaceted approach.
Right.
Investing in underserved communities, providing opportunities for education and personal growth, addressing systemic inequalities.
Right.
These are all crucial pieces of the puzzle.
It's about creating a world where violence isn't the answer, where young people see a future filled with hope and possibility. It's a long road, but this case, as heartbreaking as it is, serves as a powerful reminder of what's at stake.
And the legacy young Dolph leaves behind, his music, his generosity, his commitment to his community, that's a powerful antidote to despair.
Absolutely. So for our listeners, if this deep dive has left you wanting to learn more about young Dolph's impact, we encourage you to explore his music, his story, and the work his family is doing to continue his legacy of giving back to Memphis.
Because remembering those we lose, honoring their contribution, that's a crucial part of healing and moving forward.
Well said.
Yeah.
And on that note, we end this deep dive with a reminder that justice, like life, is a journey, not a destination. It's an ongoing conversation, a continuous effort to build a safer, more equitable world for everyone.